Hi, I hope you're well. This podcast is a place for people to share personal and professional perspectives, talk openly, and ask questions. From serious to silly to sublime, it's all about communication and connections. Always coming from a place of kindness and curiosity, we talk about shared humanity, discuss ideas, and highlight people creating a better world. We've got to keep learning, keep growing, keep being. I'm Melissa Beek, and this is Beek on Being.
Today's episode is Beek on Being Humorous. If you don't know who Jill Kargman is, I don't know where you've been living. She's a writer, a New York Times bestselling author, an actress, a mother, a satire queen extraordinaire. Her Instagram stories feed my sick humor. Her television show Odd Mom Out had me peeing in my pants. And her new movie Influence, which I was fortunate enough to see at the world premiere in Miami, blows it all out of the water. What's so fabulous about you and your humor is how you can skewer absurdity with wit. No malice. It's filled with love and heart. And what I've come to know, though, in just emailing with you and talking with you that night, is that you are one of the most generous, kind, grounded, authentic people. And I'm so thrilled and so honored and so happy to have you on today.
Oh, Melissa, that's the nicest introduction ever. And you are so
No,
kind to have me. Thank you so much. I'm honored.
no, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. So before we get into it, for my listeners who may be living under a rock, can you tell them a little bit about yourself?
You're not living under a rock. There's just a lot of stuff out there. I don't even know like who these top people are who have 12 million followers. I've never heard of them. I'm definitely the one living under a rock. I'm a writer in New York City. I feel like living in New York is sort of like a core tenet of my personality. And I've never left. I don't know how to drive. I walk everywhere, but I do love visiting Miami, and the movie did its world premiere there. But I've written books. I've written 12 books. And then I had a TV show, Odd Mom Out, that's on Peacock now. And my new
Wow.
movie, Influenced, is coming to theaters in May and will be streaming in the fall.
I know. I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited for everybody to see it. So, humor is the one thing I need to survive. Can you tell me why humor is so important?
I just think it's above anything. Like we're all gonna die. I'm a really morbid person, and I've been told are studies that back this up, but that morbid people are the happiest. I feel like if you are really aware of time taking away. I mean, I have tattoos of a watch and an hourglass. I feel like you have to be so grateful for time, and that's
Yes.
really the ultimate luxury. And when you think that way, you just have a better sense of humor because you don't sweat the small stuff and let everything irritate you. Of course, we all have times where that does happen.
Right.
But I feel like humor, especially for Jewish people, has always been a coping mechanism. And
Yes.
it's such a big part of my family's history and our cultural Judaism. So, yeah, we've always used humor. And I'm so touched that you said it's with joy and not malice because, of course, I can be mean too and snicker at things, but generally the satire of the Upper East Side, certainly, or the elite, the wealthy, the 1% that I skewer, I don't think it's mean spirited. It's sort of a holding up a funhouse mirror to
Yes.
conspicuous consumption, but it's done with affection and hopefully not malice, as you said. So thank you for appreciating that.
Oh, it's totally. It's done with love. It's so heartwarming. I mean, it comes full circle. So you can see that it's not an intentional slight and there's no nastiness to it. It's really done with a lot of love and a lot of humor.
Thank you. That's what I'm going for.
Yay. So what gets you hysterical laughing?
I would say mostly my kids. I mean, I have a lot of cultural influences like South Park, Woody Allen movies, things that make me laugh out loud. But my kids really are so much funnier than I am, and they make me double over. So our family dinners are my favorite, I guess, like better than
Oh, I love
stand-up
that.
club. It's just so much fun. And their imitations, they're very good mimics. But I love
Oh,
Saturday Night Live. I love the late night shows. I love comedians and specials and all that stuff. So I'm definitely enmeshed in it. I don't really go to comedy clubs anymore, but I'm fans from afar through Netflix of so many people like Amy Schumer, and
oh
I love
yeah.
Rachel Feinstein, who was in Odd Mom Out, who's so funny. There are a lot of really strong female comedic voices, and I just feel lucky to live in New York because a lot of them are here. But Yeah, I just feel like I consume a lot. My New Year's resolution though was to watch more TV because I definitely feel like I miss everyone's talking about a show and I've never seen it. I sort of live under a rock, but there's enough content out there you can kind of find your niche.
Yeah. Do you have like a go-to show that you like, that you enjoy, that definitely gets your funny bone all the time?
South Park, without fail. I mean, there's favorite episodes for sure, and it's been like
Right.
3 decades of that show, but I feel like they just go there on every level. My son and I watched Big Mouth. It's funny, it's making it sound like I just watch animated show, which I don't. I actually, that's it. Um, but yeah, I love all the late night stuff and SNL.
Okay. Oh, that's fabulous. And nobody, you going back to your kids, nobody can skewer you better than your kids can. They get that mockery and that like they get that funny bone on you better than anybody else. Was your house growing up a funny house?
Yes, my dad he passed away a year and a half ago, but he like
I am
did stand
sorry.
up, thank you. He did stand up comedy all through Columbia Business School. He was hysterical, and even though he didn't pursue it as a profession, I think it really helped him in business because I think humor is a great way to disarm people. He had incredible business relationships, and it's really all about human connection in life. And
Yes,
humor is a great way to sort of cut through the bullshit and be
yes.
real. And when people see things the same way as you, humor wise, you're totally bonded.
Oh yeah, I know where my people are if they get my humor or they don't get my humor.
Totally.
That's it. So influenced your first movie. This is very
Yes.
exciting. What can you tell me the transition from writing to television to movies? Was it hard? Was it great? Do you just
Um,
don't care about a
no,
preference?
I liked TV because it was like, down and dirty for 10 weeks of shooting and then you have this whole season. With
Uh-huh.
this, I felt like it's a shorter shoot, but
Uh-huh.
there's more of like that chunk with it's our movie's 88 minutes, so you can like hang out and have a glass of wine and watch it and laugh and just be it's very light, which is kind of what I've been missing, especially
Oh
since
yeah.
October 7th. I feel like I've watched a lot of heavy things, and this felt like sort of some Jewish joy, and it's silly.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
that's
Jewish
kind of
boy.
what I needed at the time. But as for TV versus film, I think you have a lot more freedom with film. TV
Hmm.
is such that, and by the way, I was very lucky. I had very few checks and balances with Odd Mom Out. I felt like they gave me a lot of rope, but that was pretty rare. Typically, you get a whole studio giving you notes and the network, and you have a lot of cooks in the kitchen. Whereas with a film, I feel like you just go and do it. I mean, I got to really write what I want to write, and you can curse, you can say all kinds of like potty mouth sexual shit. You can't do that on TV, at least the way I was doing it.
Right.
Odd Mom Out, and I say that like with total appreciation that I got to do way more than anyone else would, with that budget and that and my history and not having that much experience. They gave me tremendous freedom. So I appreciate that that was kind of the wild, wild west, but that's not typically how TV works. Whereas film, you can you can make what you want to make.
So did you have the best time on set? Was it filled with laughter or were there like stressful moments too? Or were you just like
So many
biting the inside of
stressful
your cheek?
moments. Yes.
Really?
A lot of laughter. I would say that was 90% of it was a lot of
Uh-huh.
laughter. But shooting in New York City is not easy. You just have to have permitting, there's noise, there's ambulances, and so there is a lot of stress. We had someone like basically stage a trip and fall. There's all kinds of like wires everywhere, and most New Yorkers understand like it's a hot set, you have to be careful, but some people just start nagging like I can't get to my thing, it's blocking, this truck is blocking, or people complain
You had
it's just
nasty
always.
neighbors.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. But that's kind of the price you pay shooting in New York City, which is mostly a total joy.
Oh my God. So how did you come up with Danielle?
So Danielle was a character that I was like just posting online during COVID.
Yeah.
It sort of was like a shtick that had to do with some of the moms that I had known of friends' kids who complain a lot and stuff like that. And in the very beginning, before COVID even happened, we had gone as a family to Amsterdam, and we were in the Anne Frank house. My girls had read the book. And then when COVID hit, we had no way of knowing that 3 months later we would be in lockdown. A lot of people were bitching and moaning, and I understand it was a tough time for a lot of people and it was scary, but
Yeah.
a lot of people were really, really complaining. And we had just been in Anne Frank's house. So I heard my daughter, her friend's mom was on the iPad. They were FaceTiming, and she's like, "This is a nightmare. We can't go out. It's a nightmare." And I heard my daughter say, "It's not a nightmare. We were just in Anne Frank's, the annex where she was hiding. And
Reality check.
you're in a mansion in the Hamptons and you have seamless and you have the internet and Netflix." So I was very proud of my kid that she had that perspective, and it really goes to show that travel is part of your education. But as
Oh,
like a
yeah.
joke, I started imitating. I made a video for my friend and I sent it to her imitating the mom, being like, "This is a nightmare." And she said, "You have to post that." So I posted it and I got like crazy feedback of people wanting more. So I just
Oh, yeah.
kind of kept posting every day. I would do a little tidbit on my stories, kvetching about something. And one of them went totally viral and had like, 500,000 views, which is viral for me, saying, making fun about like the gray hair and not being able to get your manicure. And there was speakeasy pop-up salons in the back of a supermarket where you
Oh,
have to like
God.
go through aisle 6 and move the plastic fettuccine, and there's just like Romanians giving manicures. So I was talking about this and it totally exploded on my stories. And
Oh, my
then
God.
I was a Vogue editor uh, asked if she could do a story on me, and it at that point people had reached out about wanting to develop it more as a character.
Oh, my God. It's hysterical. Do you have ideas for a next movie with new characters or a dream cast or another? Because your
No,
cameos and your cast are amazing.
thank you. I was really lucky to get cameos from New Yorkers and actors. I just wanted to lend veracity to a world that's very cartoonish and hyperbolized, because it is like
Yeah.
making fun of influencers. Um, as for a sequel, I gotta say I don't think it would be in the works. But when I went to Aspen with my family over spring break, I sure got a lot of material, because that is such a scene. It's like Danielle with snow and all these women with the Cloud9 hats and the dumb cowboy hats and boots, like basically naked otherwise at the après ski. It was just so, it was like ripe for comedy. It was shooting fish in a barrel, but I have other things planned, so I don't think so.
Okay. I was going to say, if you come back down to Miami, I could be an assistant writer on the next one for all the South Florida women,
Yeah,
because
totally.
that's
It's
a
a
whole bag
whole
of
thing.
information.
Definitely got some material when I was there too. I've been to Miami twice this year already, and definitely had fun checking out like the boobs and the look. I mean,
Oh,
everyone's naked.
oh, very colorful, tropical. It's like tits and teeth. And yeah,
And
sorry.
influencers everywhere, and tits and teeth.
When you went to school, did you know that you were going to make a career out of humor?
No, actually, I went to Yale and I was always acting, and I was never not in a play. I loved being in plays, but I sort of felt like sad when I was graduating, because I thought, "Oh well, I'll never act again, because who wants to be an actress?" So I really was focused on writing. At the time in the mid 90s, magazines were a big deal. So I had a job in magazines, and I'd worked at Harper's Bazaar and then Interview. And I started writing for Vogue actually right when I graduated. And I had a
Amazing.
pretty good freelance career, but I never thought I would be acting again. And it took it was not a linear route for me. I was writing for magazines, and then I started writing books. I wrote my first book um, when my daughter Sadie, right when I was pregnant with Sadie. And then when she was born, I brought her on a 10-city book tour, which was crazy. And I did that for many years, which was great, because I had 3 kids in 4 years, and I felt like, they're always kind of all over you and they're so cute, but I needed something for myself. And so for
Yeah.
a couple hours a day, I would barricade in my bedroom and write these books. So I had something, I needed that time alone. And then they grew up and went to school, and I felt like, wait, I miss people. And by the time Odd Mom Out happened, I was 39 when we shot the pilot. I realized I need this. I need I
Yeah.
love the group setting. I love the writer's room. We had 150 people on set, and I made these great relationships, which I did again with this movie Influenced. And it was just like a family. It was so great. And so I don't think I'll ever go back to writing books. I still do freelance magazine articles, but now I don't like being alone that much. A magazine article
Right.
can bang out in a day or two. Whereas a book, you really are super isolated. And I don't think that's anything I want to do anymore.
No, you love the feedback, interacting with people.
I do. And I
But
really felt like the show, I mean, some of my books, Momzilla's was in 14 languages, and I got really nice emails and messages from people all over the world, which made me feel cozy. But I feel like TV just reaches more people and it feels
yeah,
more interactive, and I get to perform a little and be a ham, which I
you
didn't
get the
really
best of
realize
everything.
I missed doing that. I really did.
Do you still write just like when you're taking notes about the things that you've seen in Aspen or Miami, or are you scribbling them down? Do you have like a writing ritual, or are you just getting it when you hear it and writing it down?
No, this sounds so not writerly, but I've never had like the notebook and the journal with the leather cord. I have a note in my iPhone that's called funny shit, and I just write funny shit in it.
I love that. Do people know that you're writing shit and they avoid you, or they are they in on the joke?
They're in on the joke, and also, I mean, I feel like most people don't know me, so I can kind of like listen around and just, I never went to grad school or anything, but I feel like I have a PhD in people watching, and I'm just an observer and listener. And some people nowadays are just so loud and in your face about their wealth, or they're influencing and recording a selfie in the middle of a restaurant, a vlog. And it's just, they want to be seen. I don't think anyone
Yeah.
seems to be hiding so fast. But I definitely don't feel like people avoid me. If anything, they're like, oh my God, do I have tea for you? Come to Greenwich, come to South Florida. I
Going
feel
to
like
South Florida, yeah.
yeah, there are a lot of people who get the world, and they want to kind of report in on it, and I love it.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Um, was there ever a time that you felt like you had imposter syndrome?
No, because I'm lucky enough to be from New York, so I definitely have one foot in and one foot out. I'm here geographically, but the values my parents raised me with are very
Yeah.
much know the value of a dollar and give to charity and don't brag
Yeah.
and don't be flashy. And, we never had like huge logos or anything over the top.
Right.
Yeah, my parents are pretty down to earth and chill. And
Yeah.
I feel like also growing up in the 70s, New York was bankrupt. There was graffiti everywhere. And even in the 80s, when things were a little more like Wall Street, Gordon Gekko, the girls in my class who were really, really wealthy, like those movies, um, they had limousines drop them off 3 blocks away from school because they were embarrassed. And
Oh my
that
God.
sort of cards close to your chest embarrassment of riches is gone. I feel like now people are really flashy and showing their private jets and posing outside of an airplane, and it's just not for me. I think it's really trashy. But I don't know. I would never have imposter syndrome because I'm not at that level, and nor do I want to be. Someone actually, I did this Goldman Sachs conference last year for these. I was a speaker, but it was like, I think the 300 biggest female investors. And I was on Mint on JetBlue, which is great. And like a bunch of them lived in New York. This was out in Laguna Beach. And a bunch of them said, like, do you want to ride back on our jet? And I said, no, thanks. I'm on JetBlue Mint. And they just couldn't believe that I would turn down a ride on a private jet. But I was like, then I have to talk to you for 7 hours. I'd rather be
Yeah,
alone
yeah.
with 200 strangers than sing for my supper and then have to send
Right.
a gift anyway. Like, no, thanks. I'm perfectly happy on JetBlue. Thank you very
Hard
much.
pass. Oh my God. Well, it sounds like your family is amazing. I mean, they taught you to be grounded and really appreciate and have gratitude for all the things that we are fortunate enough to have. It sounds like your children are that way too.
Oh, yeah. I never talked with wide eyes about the so-and-sos get to do this or that. I mean, my kid's very young, unfortunately, like picked up on some of it just because we live here. And they'd say, why don't we have a country house? Why don't we go to the Hamptons? And I said, oh, because mommy doesn't drive and I don't like traffic and the Hamptons aren't for me, but we'll go
Yeah.
visit friends and whatever. But it's just not, it's not for me. But I mean, there's a lot of that. It's Ivy, my middle one. This was one of the genesis lines of Odd Mom Out when I was pitching it to Andy Cohen. She was probably 2 years old at nursery school and said, Mommy, why are you the only mom at school without red bottoms on your shoes? And I didn't know whether to be like horrified or kind of impressed by her powers of observation, but
I
it
was
was a
just
little
gonna
of both.
say,
Yeah, it's a little of both. But yeah, I didn't have red bottoms on my shoes. We wanted to do other things.
you're still fabulous. Doesn't matter. Do you have people that you are really super inspired by?
Um, well, I feel like artistically, Woody Allen has always been a huge inspiration. His voice, his humor, his writing, his books, and his movies, were always really inspiring. And I feel like Nora Ephron's books were really,
Oh
I love
yeah.
her movies, books, everything. Cynthia, um, oh, I forget her name now. There was a couple female writers who I really loved back in the day. In the 80s, I read a lot of magazines and just got really into women who have a sharp tongue.
I love that. I love brilliant women. If you could have an afternoon with any humorist, living or not, who would it be?
Any humorist? I don't know. I would just pick my kids. I really don't like meeting my heroes. I feel sometimes I've been let down by actors. I went to the Vanity Fair Oscar party a couple years ago and I just decided to bust up to anyone because they didn't have entourages and they're pretty just next to you. And a lot of people I found were kind of boring. It's just, I'd rather not meet my heroes and spend time with my family.
Yeah. What's the best family fun time you have?
We love like piling in the car and going to Brooklyn and going to like a fun brunch or a gallery or just anything. We love smorgasburg and we love food. That's like a big theme.
Yeah.
Family,
Yeah.
or going to a Broadway show or museum. We just really, my husband Harry and I really used New York as a third parent. We really, I mean, we were here on the weekends too. So I felt like we were always in all the boroughs and going, I mean, maybe not Staten Island, but like
So
definitely using the city a lot and filching all of the joy and inspiration
yeah.
from it. Whereas a lot of my friends do leave every weekend. So, I mean, they think of Brooklyn as sort of, they're like a tourist there, whereas we really use the whole city. So I would say exploring New York. And we love travel.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what you said is right. If you're fortunate enough to travel, I think that's been the best life experience that my children and my family have had. And you said it perfectly, like your children's perspective from learning with travel.
Completely. It takes them out
Yeah.
of their little petri dish of school and gives you
Yeah.
perspective on the whole world and how big it is, how lucky we
Oh, yeah.
are. And despite
Yes.
whatever problems we have in our country, we're still lucky to be American. And we were in Zimbabwe and Zambia and went to some of these villages and my kids knew about poverty, but you just don't get it until you're seeing how people are living. And I just
Yeah.
don't think that they'll ever forget it.
Yeah. No, that's important. I think it's important. I think the ripple effect of that is important as well, because the way they see the world and how they interact with others and then what they teach their children going forward. So
That's right.
important.
And in our own backyard. I mean, we volunteer in New York
Yeah.
at a food pantry, and there's poverty here too. It's not the same, but it's
Right.
still there's food insecurity here. So we try to really instill that in them. And the first time was a drag. I had to wake them up at 7 on a Saturday. They were whining and bitching. And then we got there and they saw the line of people who were waiting for food, little kids their age who didn't have a
Right.
proper coat, and that's when they woke up and got it. And now
Yeah.
they love to go.
I'm so glad that you do that with your family and you teach them to give back. That's amazing. It's
Yeah, it's a
you
big
have
part
to
of
do it. Yeah, it's critical. What haven't you done yet that you want to?
It's so funny you asked that. My husband was just asking me that about a bucket list. I really feel like, I mean, watch me now get like hit by a car tomorrow. I
God
feel like there's
forbid.
nothing I want to do. My bucket list is just like to enjoy everybody and have fun with the rest of my life. I mean, it's weird in your 50s, you are starting to think about mortality more and bucket lists. I mean, he never would have said that 10 years ago. But I
Right.
feel like I've traveled a lot and I'd love to return to places, but I don't feel like deprived of something. He's a bit
Right.
more adventurous than I am and has these sort of Antarctic dreams, which I do not. So I don't know. We'll figure out what those big trips are, but I'm just very happy in my little pod. By the way, I'm not big on leaving your comfort zone at this age. I like my comfort zone and everyone shames it, but I'm
Oh
sorry.
no.
I
I'm
enjoy
happy to be home.
cozy
I get it. I get it. Um, is there any time you've laughed completely inappropriately?
a million times. I have a disease where I laugh extremely inappropriately. Off the top of my head, I would say this is terrible, but I was at a funeral where the guy, the pastor, had like just a really weird voice, like the Princess Bride. Um, the guy, the Cardinal and Princess Bride, who's like Matt Welch. He had a voice that was really cartoonish
Oh
like
shit.
that. And I thought I was going to collapse. My friend and I
Yeah.
also have I have the same five best friends that were bridesmaids at
Oh.
my wedding. We're really, really close. And we laugh really hard. And because it's rooted in childhood, well, two are from college and the other three are from childhood and age 14.
Oh.
We are immature together. It's just like this bad habit. And so when we start laughing, we cannot stop. Like it's a
Oh
problem.
yeah.
I have this with my brother too. Um, but yeah, I definitely laugh when I'm not supposed to. It's an issue.
Oh, 100%. And I was going to ask you, is it different maybe with the childhood friends and your brother than it is with the college friends? But like sometimes it's just a look or a nuance or something that you all know, and then you just completely lose your shit. You don't even need to say anything. It's like understood.
Yeah. I had a harder time as a child. Um, it's funny because I turned into someone who got good grades and was like very type A, but as a little kid, I was sent out of the classroom all the time for bad behavior because I was a class clown. All my report cards would say like she's so gifted if she would only apply herself, but instead she tries to make her classmates laugh. And I was sent in the hallway all the time.
Oh
And
no.
then I would do a pig face in the hallway. We had those skinny windows in the door, and I would smear my face down the whole window and try to keep making them laugh, even though I was sent out. And then kind of decided, in middle school, okay, I want to do well. I'm going to change
Yeah.
my habits. But I feel like all of lower school, my teachers hated me.
Did they look at you now or try to contact you now and say, I'm sorry, you were right?
No,
Ah,
but I really feel like there were a couple who got me and kept me
yeah.
going, and they were the ones that inspired me to maybe try a little harder, and they did it with love. But I was an asshole. I mean, I was disruptive. So I
No, you had to
your
go. You knew
teacher.
what you wanted.
Well, I think I just wanted to be silly. I don't know. I've always been
That's nothing
I've
wrong
always
with
been
that.
silly. Yeah,
I like silly. My kids mock my silliness, but it's okay. I'm like, that's it. I get it. My people are out there.
that's
Oh
right.
God. Oh God. So I have one more thing I want to do before I let you go, but I just really want to thank you again. Everybody needs to go see Influence. It opens in select theaters on May 8th, right?
Yes, and I'm
Okay,
flying
good.
around doing different appearances in Boston, LA, Chicago, Philadelphia, whatever. But if you just follow my Instagram, I'm going to keep
Uh-huh.
posting links when I'm in theaters to do a Q and A. I'm going around to different places. But
I love that.
yeah, so
And
I'll,
influencemovie.com, right? If they want to get tickets
yes,
too.
yes,
Okay. Okay, perfect. Oh my God. I have one more thing I want to do before I let you go. It's called Quickie Questions. Are you game?
yes, totally game. Love a rapid fire.
Okay. What's your funniest childhood memory?
My dad hated coconut and mango. It's not really childhood. I was just like a young adult, but we were in a restaurant. Oh, and my parents also hated when waiters say the price, and I have. And so it was like a triple whammy. This waiter came out and goes, Tonight I have a special dessert called Jamaican Me Crazy. It's a half a coconut hollowed out with mangoed ice cream and then shaved coconut on top. And my dad goes, Jamaican me sick. And we started
Oh
laughing. We
no.
almost like fainted. We were laughing so hard.
Oh my
My
God.
family hates coconut. We don't like it. Was just like
Yeah,
a weird inside joke, but that's one of them.
that's it. That's it. Okay, what do you do for fun?
We love to travel, go to exhibits, go to rock shows. I would say rock concerts are my number one. This summer we're going to Guns N' Roses, Metallica, and Queens of the Stone Age. We have a lot of tickets. That's pretty much like our big fun push in the summer.
Oh, I love that. Okay, what don't people know about you?
I think that I'm an introvert because I feel like I'm pretty friendly, and I do love people, but I have a very short social battery. So when I go to a cocktail party or something, I'm like wiped out after. And my husband, I just want
Yeah.
to get in bed and play New York Times games. Like I'm really not super
Yeah.
social.
I get it. That's it. I'm a homebody. I got to do all my puzzles at home.
Yeah.
What's the best like fuck you moment when someone doubted you?
That's a good question. I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah, I love a fuck you moment though. There's so
Yeah,
many
like
of other people's that I think about, like the guy in Harvard Business School who in the 60s who wanted to challenge the postal service with a privatized delivery service, and the teacher gave him an F and said this will never happen, and then 20 years later he FedExed it to him. That's my favorite
brilliant.
fuck you story ever.
That's brilliant. Okay, and what's your use? I think you probably answered this. I was going to say, what's your go-to family fun time?
My kids love rock concerts too. So I
Yeah.
would say that too. But I guess like going out to dinner and ordering a shitload of food to share and stuff. I used to not be into family style because I want what I want and I'm finicky, but my kids have gotten me into it because they're way more adventurous and they like to try different things. And they've pushed my palate comfort zone. That's one thing
Oh
I've
yeah.
stretched a little bit.
What's your favorite food?
Well, I love cheese. So I love like any dishes. I love French onion soup or pizza, anything that has cheese. I'm like a cheese addict. That's most women's chocolate is cheese for me.
I love it. Oh, thank you. I cannot tell you how grateful I am that you did this. And I'm so appreciative that you were on. It was an absolute pleasure and an absolute honor to have you on the podcast. And
It's my honor and pleasure, and I'm so grateful to you for seeing the movie in Miami
oh,
because you were the first audience, and it just means so much that you came. And thank you for having me on your show because I'm really itching to get this out there and have people see it. So I
oh
appreciate
yeah.
all of
No, and
all
I
you're
just
doing.
don't. Yeah, no, I think people don't realize that your wit is so fabulous, but the undercurrent of love just hits fully as well. Besides the humor, the undercurrent of just being so heartwarming and genuine. And really, it was such a great pleasure to have you today. And I
Thank
am
you,
so thrilled.
Melissa.
Everybody needs to go see this. And I cannot wait for the next thing that you're doing. And please keep up the snarky, fabulous Instagrams because you keep me peeing in my pants.
Oh, great. Okay, thank you. I never know who likes it or gets it. I just like, shit
Love.
out. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I have like Tourette's. Anyway. But
No,
thank you, Melissa. You're so nice. And I hope
no, you
listeners
are
enjoy it.
such a great thank you again. It was really so fabulous and just have a beautiful time. Enjoy your family and good luck. I know the movie's going to be a huge success.
Thank you so much. Enjoy.
All right, take care. Thank you. Have a beautiful
You
day.
You too, and thank you, Stephen.
Follow Beek on Being on Instagram for the latest. To share ideas, thoughts, suggestions, or nominate a guest, DM us. Want exclusive content, behind the scenes stories, and listener links? Subscribe. Beek on Being was recorded at Penthouse Studios and is a proud member of the